Good evening, everybody. I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the 12th, I know, can you believe it, the 12th annual Miracle Corners of the World Gala. Let's give ourselves a hand for everybody who's been coming. This is a particular, oh, wow. I just noticed that. This is a particularly exciting evening, and before we even get started, I would just love to give a shout out to the Kimmel Center. For all these years, they have opened their doors and their hearts to all of us here. So let us give a hearty round of applause to NYU. As I said, I'm Liz Clayman. I'm the anchor of the Fox Business Network's Countdown to the Closing Bell, but I'm also one of the longest-serving cheerleaders of Miracle Corners of the World. I'm so excited. I love being here. And by the way, because we live in a Twitter and Instagram obsessed world, I need you to understand that I'm not going to get mad at you if you whip out your phones and start tweeting, but it has to be with the hashtag MCWGala. So go ahead. You can start tweeting this very second. Liz's hair looks awesome. Liz's outfit looks awesome. Eddie looks awesome. Yay, Stan Bergman. Yay, Rob Alsbrook. So look, we're fine with you tweeting away. So this is going to be the awards part of the evening, and later we'll head up to the 10th floor for, as I like to call it, food, booze, and schmooze. But it's important that you know that what we're going to do here is give out a bunch of really important awards. We promise it won't be boring because what people have accomplished for Miracle Corners of the World is absolutely amazing. There will absolutely be a musical performance, and an auction and raffle will be happening upstairs. And by the way, this format we started last year is extremely popular. This way we got people focused right off the bat, and then, as I said, the food, booze, and schmooze happens afterward, but we're going to stick with it, and we know we've heard from a lot of you who liked it, so that's why we're doing it. And by the way, in the year that has passed, what an incredible year it has been for Miracle Corners of the World. And I started to think, should I go ahead and articulate what happened in the year? But as I was sitting there thinking about it, I thought, no, wait. I want to go back 12 years and the actual birth of Miracle Corners of the World. And it's really when Eddie and Rob came up with just a tiny idea of making these beautiful jewels out of corners, neglected corners of the world. But these guys were so smart. They started looking around for just about anybody who could help them. And for those of you who are new or newer to Miracle Corners of the World, I wanted you to know the genesis of it. And as they looked for help, there was a man back in Philadelphia, which is where Rob is from, named Dr. Herman Rice. He's a Philadelphia-based community activist, and he's an organizer who created something called Turn Around America, which was an anti-drug campaign. And back in the 1990s, Philadelphia was just a disaster, and there was a street corner that was completely taken over by drug dealers, just a corner. And Dr. Rice said, I'm going to take back that corner. So he got Rob and a bunch of youths together, and he made a group of fighters out of them. And they transformed this empty lot, which was drug-infested and drug-addled. And the reason I'm telling this because a lot of people don't know where this big international idea of Miracle Corners of the World came, but it came right almost in our backyard here. And he turned that street corner and transformed it into a drug-free zone, which eventually became a place that was actually, it was kind of brilliant. It became an area for small business development. So from that small idea, Rob and Eddie came up with the idea, Miracle Corners of the World. So here we are in our Miracle Corner of Manhattan, which has grown from just that idea to an unbelievable global dream that is definitely a reality. So as we get started, before I introduce the MC of the night, our superstar MC, I just want to remind you, you are going to leave here tonight changed from the stories you will hear, but also your wallet is going to be a little bit lighter because we're going to hit you up on the 10th floor. We have all of these crafts, and they are made by people. These handicrafts are made by people in Miracle Corners of the World, both Rwanda and Zambia centers, all the profits. So whatever you guys buy goes straight back to those Miracle Corners of the World. It's a very easy way to make a big impact. And now, the moment I personally have always waited for every single year, I would like to introduce my friend, who is easily one of the most accomplished journalists on the planet with the biggest heart, Mr. Ali Velshi.
Liz, thank you so much. Liz and I go back a long way. We've been friends for many, many years. Liz's husband and I worked together for many years at CNN, and we've been great friends, and we've got an agreement going that we will always, one of us, be at this event. Something last year occurred that prevented me from being here fully, but I didn't want to have a blemish on my record, so I had a little bit of a video that I sent, but Liz helped us out throughout the whole thing. Always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for your ongoing support of the organization, and to all of you. I don't know why you're all standing out there. We got a whole bunch of seats. In fact, we do have a lot of seats. So everybody who wants to, please come and take a seat. There are a few. If you've got spare seats besides, you just push in a little bit so that somebody can sit next to you. But there are, there's a bunch of seats in the front. They're all over the place for those of you who want to take a seat. My name is Ali Velshi, and if you tweet at me, you have to use the same thing, MCW Gala. Thanks so much. I have to say, I really enjoy this event every year, and I had fully prepared to go home and change before coming because I got salad dressing on my lapel earlier today. I don't typically wear light suits, and I'm beginning to think that every time I wear a light suit and I get a stain on it, I'm beginning to think all of my dark suits must be filthy. But I have been over at my alma mater for the last few days covering Brexit, and I was there today at CNN. I was covering it, and then Trump made a policy speech, and so I needed to be there to talk about that, and I just didn't get home. I've been fact-checking ever since. So if I'm I've got makeup on, I've got a salad dressing on, I'm in an unmade bed. But you're going to have a lot more fun tonight. I cannot promise you that it won't get boring. That's up to the people who make speeches tonight. I'll promise you our parts won't get boring, and I think everybody should make that little promise to themselves if you come up here. But it is generally a very, very eventful and fun evening, and then you can go upstairs and, what is it, booze, schmooze, and... Food, booze, and schmooze upstairs, and of course separate yourselves from your money, but it's always a pleasure. I often get separated from a few of my dollars up there too because of the fantastic things that are on offer. I want to introduce MCW's co-founder and president, Eddie Bergman. Eddie is an old personal friend. He's an advisor to me. He's someone I've really enjoyed getting to know over the years. Today, everybody's a social entrepreneur. It's a title everybody uses, and people study it now. But Eddie really was one of the first. He was one of the first people to say, how do you take organizational, logistical, and business acumen and put it to good use and make it make sense so that everybody benefits. And this is what we have now as a result of that. So I want to welcome my old friend Eddie Bergman up to the stage.
For those who are here this evening, I think there's so many here this evening who have been with us year after year. And actually, I'd like it by show of hands if you've been with us for 12 galas. Just raise your hand. 11. Keep your hand up. 11. 10. 9. No, you can keep your hand up if you've been with us for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I guess give yourselves a round of applause because you actually made this happen. So we've been able to raise this support because of your friendship and ongoing commitment to MCW and our programs, and your support is not taken for granted. I know each year we send out the letters and we ask for your support, and we just want to assure you that it's not taken for granted, and we really do appreciate it, and it does make a difference. So on behalf of all the stakeholders and the beneficiaries and the team, a big thank you to you for being with us and your ongoing support. If you joined us last year, we highlighted the significant time and energy that we invested in developing a strategic plan for MCW's next chapter. And this year, in addition to continuing our core programs, our Young Leaders Program, our Community Development Program, and our Oral Health Program, we also began to implement key aspects of the completed strategic plan. At MCW, we understand that we can have a far greater impact by working in partnership, like everyone in this room. And if we look around, watch the videos this evening, and speak with the team and beneficiaries, as well as read the annual report, The Corner, which is on everyone's chairs. We will hear from the individuals and organizations that we honor tonight. We'll notice that collaboration and partnership are at the core of MCW and making a difference. On our chairs this evening, there's a tote bag designed by the MC Tanzania team, which have come from Tanzania. And inside the bags include the annual report, description of the silent auction items, which are upstairs, and there's some good ones, which will be on the 10th floor, a African music CD from Tabaloo Productions, and we'll hear from upstairs some of their music. Save the date for the Open Doors event, which takes place on August 4th in New York City. This is an annual event, and it concludes the annual Young Leaders Program. And for those who can join us, please do join, as well as a chocolate. And the chocolate is donated by Lorena, as well as the Bloom family. And for 12 years, in Lorena and her family's spare time, they make 400 to 500 chocolates. And we want to thank Lorena for all that she does and for doing that. So just to mention, the silent auction is going to conclude at 8:25 precisely. So you can keep bidding up. Please be sure to check out the handicrafts upstairs. On each piece of the handicraft, we have beautiful hand-woven baskets from Rwanda, a wood-carved item from our community center in Zambia, and the profits made on these sales are going to be reinvested directly into the youth centers where they come from. And we also have this arts program in partnership with Nahid Taba from Inspire Trade, who's with us tonight, who's a creative advisor to the MCW team on this. And allow me to introduce some of the distinguished guests this evening, and there are many, and we're so grateful for you to be here. In fact, everyone here is distinguished. As I said, it's not because of you that we are able to achieve this fundraising goal. Allow me to, and in the interest of time, please hold your applause till the end. We're grateful to have our longtime supporter and friend, Liz Clayman, who we've heard from Fox Business. Thank you so much, Liz, for your support and ongoing commitment to MCW. We also have, of course, Ali Velshi, who gave me such a wonderful introduction. Thank you, Ali, and I owe you for that. And we welcome the members of our international diplomatic community. And we have someone very special with us here with us this evening who was honored last year, and we're so honored that she's chosen to come back this evening together with her husband. We welcome Dr. Funzeli Melabo Ungako, the United Nations Under-Secretary General and Executive Director for UN Women. Please stand, and you are deserving of a round of applause. We welcome you and thank you for all the important work that you do for UN Women and for women and girls all over the world. Tonight's honorees, and we'll hear more about them, but I'll just mention we are going to be honoring Lockheed Lord, Moneris Solutions, Roberta Richin, as well as Sharon Katz and the Peace Train. And we have some exciting entertainment we'll hear. Who will be providing a special musical performance later this evening. That's why I should stick with the remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please take time to read about each of our distinguished honorees in the program booklets. The program booklet, we just noticed, has a little bit of an error. There was one page left off, so one of the honorees and the presentation and who will be presenting actually was cut off, but you won't miss it if you watch the program. So we welcome our past honorees who are with us this evening. We welcome Eduardo Martinez, the president of the UPS Foundation. We welcome Peter Klein, the president of the Claire Freelander Family Foundation, as well as prior honoree. We welcome Dr. Tony Volpe from Colgate Palmolive, who's also our usher for the evening. So thank you, Dr. Volpe, for getting us in here and starting the program on time. We also welcome some of our 2016 honorary chairs, as well as a past honoree, Kanda Bangoman, who's with us tonight, who's flown in just to be with us tonight from London. Thank you very much for being with us tonight, and we understand you're off to South Africa tomorrow for a concert, so thank you for stopping in New York from London. We know that it was on the way. We thank and welcome we welcome Amir Dasal, the founder of the chairman of Global Partnerships Forum, Dr. Yao Nyarko, professor and economics director here and director of the NYU Africa House at NYU, Bill Thompson, former NYC controller, as well as representing also the NYU community. And we thank the NYU community, but in particular, I want to thank for being here Dr. Christine Lamoureux, who's the dean of the NYU's Tisch Center for Hospitality and Tourism. Thank you for being with us and your support. So on page 16 of the program booklet, there's a full listing of all the honorary dinner chairs, many who are unable to be with us tonight, but all who have lent their name to this important cause, many who lend their name year after year and endorse the message that we have at MCW and support the good work that we're doing. I also want to recognize, and Liz also shared some very nice remarks about the other co-founder of MCW, Rob Allsbrooks, who's here tonight, and I'm not sure if if he's not here, he's on his way. I know he's taking the train in, but Rob will be with us, and welcome Rob, and it's great that you're able to make it here. And also want to take a moment to recognize some of the longtime supporters who have invested significantly in MCW over the years. So everyone is important, everyone has contributed in this room, and we recognize that, and every dollar goes a long way. There are a few individuals that year after year have been supporting MCW at a significant level, and we really want to thank them in particular. So we want to recognize and thank the Benjamin family this evening, Lockheed Lord, the UPS Foundation, Henry Schein Incorporated, the Spencer family, the Brzezowski family, BDO Seidman, the Claire Friedlander Family Foundation, Proskauer Rose, and the Bergman family. So welcome and extend a special thanks to our friends from, thank you. So a special thank you, and I guess we can all clap for this one, for our friends from Team Shine. So thank you for your outstanding support in mobilizing your friends and partners, and thank you for all that you do to support this program year after year. Also welcome and sincere appreciation to the MCW Board of Directors. We have a small board, but we have an active board, and we have a board that, for those who don't know, are very, very active. And what I mean by active is we have monthly calls, we have quarterly meetings, we get on planes and we travel to Africa together and spend several days in the field together, and a board that goes above and beyond that and serves on committees, and a board that works with the MCW volunteers and teams, and that's quite unique for an organization of this size. And I want to ask our board of directors to stand, and I'm going to call them by name because these individuals, along with myself, are, I think, giving a huge amount of time to support the volunteers as well as the staff of the organization in making this good work happen. So Paul Bergman, who's unfortunately not here tonight, Anna Kondulis of NYU, Mark Kemper from UPS, Gavin Poole from Henry Schein, Humaira Kazi from KPMG, and Dr. Charlie Robbins from Stony Brook University. So thank you for... Thank you for all that you do. We held this year from the programmatic update, and this was prepared by Khalid, and I'll say something about Khalid shortly. MCW held its 18th Young Leaders Program with participants from 24 countries around the world and expanded the programs we also had our YLP, so Youth Leadership Program alumni here for tonight, and we'll be sure to hear a few updates from some of the alumni from the program, which is always a highlight of the gala. And we have many alumni who you won't be hearing from tonight on stage, but they are wearing blue name tags, and you'll see them around the room. Please talk to them, and we encourage you to learn about their visions and some of the work that they're doing. It's quite incredible. We also will be awarding 2 Alumni Venture Funds grants tonight to 2 of our alumni from the program, and you'll hear from them, one who's come from Norway, Henny Kongsor, as well as one who's flown in from South Africa, Zolane Makube of South Africa. We also want to mention that MCW's community development programs on the African continent served 600 students who took courses at our community centers in 3 countries. 154 graduated with certificates in government accredited courses, including computer and IT tailoring, and we awarded 3 scholarships through the George Sedaris Memorial Scholarship Fund to leaders of our centers in Africa. Through the oral health care program, and of course I'll mention a little bit later who's behind that, but want to particularly recognize my mother, Dr. Marian Bergman. MCW is finalizing a new faculty of graduate clinic in Tanzania's Muhimbili University of Health and Allied Sciences. We also had 2 dental outreach programs in Tanzania where 1,700 patients were screened. 29 dental therapy students involved received training in setting up and carrying out primary school-based outreaches. That was a unique program because I think it's all about helping people help other people. And I think that was really an experience that I understand was quite a life-changing experience working with students, dental students in Tanzania, and working together side by side in treating other patients. And I think that was quite a unique opportunity. There are 29 dental therapy students, as I mentioned, and here with us tonight from Tanzania is Mr. Masangi, who's the IT coordinator at the dental school, who's traveled from Tanzania for some training programs that MCW has organized. And Mr. Masangi was instrumental in overseeing and implementing our recent projects, the practice management software program. Because of his and MUHAS's commitment to oral health care, more and more individuals are pursuing a field in dentistry. And perhaps just so we know who Mr. Masangi is, please stand and so everyone knows. He's standing in the back so everyone can know who you are. So, as they say in Swahili, karibu. So here are some highlights from the oral health program, and there's a short video that we'll like to share at this time. Just want to mention that in the video, particularly as I watched the YL Young Leaders Program, there are 3 individuals who are with us tonight who have been longtime supporters of that program and who never cease to miss an opportunity to make a difference. And they're sitting, all 3 of them actually are together with Dr. Nancy Scanlon, Dr. Catherine DeLeo, and Monica Willard, who have been longtime supporters of that program. And it's just great to see the program continuing with a new generation of leaders that we'll hear from this evening. So thank you for being with us and your ongoing commitment. As noted in the video and in our annual report, MCW's mission and vision have been updated, and I'm happy to note that our board remains committed to carrying out the vision. And I'd like to introduce Mark Hemper, president of the North Atlantic region at UPS. Mark has served as a member of MCW's board for the last 2 years, and we're so grateful for Mark for his leadership and energy, as well as all that he brings to MCW. And thank you, Mark, and welcome up to the podium.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Really appreciate each and every one of you being here for obvious reasons, joining us to celebrate, I guess, really the efforts of MCW as a whole. And I would be remiss, I was thinking about this, Eddie, but you usually do a great job of recognizing everyone else. And I just want to say this up front, that I want to say thanks to you, Eddie Bergman, for, you can call it 12, 15, or 17 years of selfless, passionate focus on your vision and getting us to where we are. So thank you. So, as we all know, leadership matters. Whether it's in Africa, the U.S., or around the world, empowered leadership can be the make or break point of any legitimate effort. With each passing year, MCW, our reach continues to expand. Whether it be a new student at one of our community centers in Africa, or a young leader attending one of our YLP retreats from Vietnam, or simply a dental therapist from Tanzania receiving outreach support. Leadership matters. There's no better way to clearly understand this than to hear it straight from our awesome, devoted, and energized global leaders themselves. We've captured some of their thoughts and feelings about MCW and its mission in the following video. Please enjoy, and thanks again, each of you, for being here, as well as Khalid, Angela, and the rest of the folks for putting this great evening together. So, thank you very much. Enjoy the video.
I'm very proud to be at this center. I feel excited about the progress the kids are making, the Retrust program, the kids and the adult learners. I really want to thank Miracle World for giving me the opportunity to contribute to the well-being of the community.
I attended the Youth Leadership Retreat 2015. I met new people, I made new friends, and some of them I still keep very strong connections with. We keep sharing with each other about life, discussing about progress, our difficulties, and that is how we keep learning gradually from each other and keep the passions alive. I thank you very much for all the things that you have done to make the retreat happen. Thank you.
I'm very excited to get George Citizens Scholarship. I promise I will learn hard in order to help my community in Arusha. And I just applied for secretarial course and I'm going to take it and I'll be back to the center and help the community. Thank you.
Any effort which is made to improve the current level of service, any effort which is made to expand the current level of oral service is actually an enormous help. Continued support by Miracle Corners of the World to us actually means a lot.
I'm DDS 5 at Mohas, and for me to receive this award today is a great honor, and I hope Miracle Corners continues to encourage more people to perform well, and of course to encourage me to perform even better.
MCZ is becoming a relevant institution, a relevant organization to the community, and also we feel we are also contributing to the nation at large. And right now as we speak, the children are able to read, they're able to write, and they've continued education into grade 1. So this is how relevant the center and MCZ is becoming in Chanyanya.
I applied for George Sideri's scholarship to pursue my MBA. I have seen MCW as part of my life, as part of my growth, as a leader for my organization and for my country. Thank you very much.
I participated in the outreach. It was good, and the first outreach for me, I enjoyed a lot and I gained a lot. The thing of screening the student, it was a new thing for me because we learned just theoretically in class. So it helped me to do it practically, and we did it with so many students than it could be done without MCW. So I think it is a good thing for us students, and it should be continued even to other classes.
I was a mentee with MCW 18th Annual Retreat. My experience in MCW was great because I learned so many things of how to be a leader, of how to be a passionate, open-minded, positive, and I learned life. Yes, I learned life. And I was truly inspired by them, and that's why I consider MCW as just a remarkable experience I will remember for life. And thank you guys so much. I just love you guys. Thank you for everything.
So carrying on MCW's tradition, allow me to introduce our 2016 dinner chairs. And we want to thank our dinner chairs because they help us each and every year raise the support that we need to keep these programs going and to make the impact that is made. And please, again, hold your applause to the end, but we ask the dinner chairs to stand until you've received a small gift of appreciation from MCW, and which will be passed around by our various volunteers. So please stand, and we thank Kim Allen, Jerry and Linda Benjamin, Anna Kondulis, Len and Dr. Rachel David, Keith and Tracy Dreyer, Michael and Joyce Edinger, Dominique Gallo, Rick Glass, James and Wending Harding, Don Hobbs, Steve and Sharon Kess, Maureen and Philip Knott, Mark and Audrey Malotek, Grace Monahan, Stephen and Dolores Palladino, Eric and Linda Perlmutter, Anthony Providente, Dr. Charles and Ronnie Robbins, Paul and Sandra Rose, Howie Stapler and Susan Bocci, David Stone and Tim and Kay Sullivan. I feel like a rabbi. Thank you. So we have a, well, please remain standing, and we have a few small gifts, and we want to make sure you got them. But thank you so much to our dinner chairs and all the outreach that you've done, and for bringing everyone else here tonight. So we also want to recognize those who have been instrumental in supporting the dinner chairs in tonight's outreach. We want to thank Teresa Donnelly, please stand, Sandra Johnson, Jackie Costalos, Debbie Mandaro, Michelle Targovanak, Debbie, I'm sorry, I know everyone, and I'm just blah, blah, blah. Debbie Zabatino and Joe Buckshaw. So thank you. Thank you so much for everything. And also from the Henry Schein travel team, we want to recognize and thank Lori Biltz and Sandy Jaboweski. Thank you, Lori and Sandy, for all that you do. I'm sorry I'm messing up my pronunciations, but Lori and Sandy, you're the best. Thank you. Also, we want to particularly thank year after year someone who's helped us organize the registration. It's not easy to keep track of all this, and we want to thank Dewi Wijaya, Dewi, who's been amazing and comes back every year to help us out with this program. From the Henry Schein creative team, we thank Joe Savino, Dave Levitsky, and Avi Freiman for putting these videos together with the MCW team. We really appreciate helping to bring MCW's work to light. And one individual we want to, I'm going to ask him to stand because, and you can clap. Well, you can clap for everyone, but particularly I'll ask that you clap for him because year after year, he's the person behind the scenes that makes the gala happen by being our professional nudge, and we thank him. And he's amazing, and he's incredible, and he's so committed to MCW. He does it not because he has to by any means at all. He wants to do this each and every year. He's passionate about this, and he cares about the cause, and that's Howie Stapler. And Howie, please stand. There he is, he's in the back. So thank you, Howie, for everything you do for MCW. And then Howie's counterpart here at NYU, our host here at NYU for 12 years, and our board member who we've recognized, but we thank Anna Kondulis for all that you do, Anna. Thank you. And the one who makes, who's like the conductor for everything, and who year after year I try to get him as we go on with MTW actually to do this speech, and he just won't do it because he doesn't like to take credit for anything, but he deserves all the credit, and that's Khalid Alachi. And Khalid oversees MCW's daily operations, keep the organization on track while at the same time creating an environment in which it can grow. And the MCW team that Khalid works with includes Angela Geru, Regina Leichner, Nydia Ramanathan, and Ed Roach. And we want to thank them for everything that they do. And of course, we want to recognize a bunch of volunteers who have been supporting MCW over the last year, and I just want to mention their names because they give a lot of time to the organization. Nora Kazi, Liana Marilyn, Charlotte Pierce, Sam Brooks, and Jamie Farron. We want to thank R.R. Donnelly for printing all of the material tonight and the corner booklets that are in everyone's bags. Thank you for doing that. And also, I have to conclude by thanking my two individuals that who I think we certainly would not be here tonight if it was not for them, but not only for bringing me into the world, but more importantly for their ongoing commitment, particularly, well, first of all, Stanley and Marion Bergman. And I have a little note here I wanted to really highlight, in that Dr. Marion Bergman leads MCW's oral health care program together with Regina, who I've mentioned. And Dr. Bergman travels to Tanzania more than I do these days, and probably every couple months she's there and she's on the ground and she's working and she's committed to this work more than anything. And of course, behind the scenes, my dad is telling everyone what to do. So that certainly helps. So. And then for my own personal family, I have to thank my wife, Sharon, and Nora. Hi, Nora. And then, of course, my in-laws, Steve and Javid. They came from New Jersey. So thank you for coming in. And then, of course, brother-in-law who's here, and sister-in-law, and everyone. So, I mean, we'll be here all night if I continue this. So thank you very much to everyone, and I'll invite Ali back up, but in all seriousness, it's so important to recognize who I've recognized and everyone else in the room, and I know I've left someone off this list, but thank you for making this happen. Thanks.
You did forget someone, the fourth row there, third guy over there. Yeah, could you stand up, be recognized? Thank you. Appreciate your support. You are all fantastic. And there are still a few seats if anybody's getting tired up there, but it's fantastic. It looks like being at a rock concert. I want to recognize for our first award another great friend, despite the fact that, as Eddie said, his wife is the brains of the operation. Stanley Bergman is a remarkable, remarkable guy, and he is going to be here to present our first award, so I want to welcome my great friend Stan Bergman to the stage.
Anyway, it's really, really great to be here with you, and can't but thank, and Anna, you'll, I hope, pass this on to the administration. NYU has been the host here and actually gave birth to this organization together with Dr. Schills from Penn, and it's really terrific to be here in this facility. It's, of course, I've been told I'm only allowed to speak for 3 minutes. I've used up 60 seconds, so I'd like you to add that on. So this year, it gives me personally great pleasure to present the MCW Community Partnership Award, which recognizes organizations and people who embody the MCW values. Recipients of this award work in partnership. They really are the quintessence of public-private partnerships. They work with government, corporations, civil society to improve the quality of life of young people living in underserved communities around the world. And tonight's award winner is a terrific example and follows in the footsteps of the previous recipients of this award. If you did a search of the top international law firms in the world, you would come across Lockheed Lord. They would be on that list. Lockheed Lord is a full-service international law firm that ranks among the American lawyers' top U.S. law firms. It has earned a solid reputation in complex litigation, regulation, regulatory work, transaction work. Its clients range across the board in the Fortune 500 companies, and many startups will trace their roots to Lockheed Little. The firm's mission statement says it all. At the end of each year, to be a better, stronger, and more highly regarded than it was at the beginning of the year. And of course, that relates to the law, but relates to their commitment to society in general. It's the culture of this organization that we wish to recognize tonight. It's a culture committed to inclusion, diversity, and action that makes it truly a special firm. And at the center of that is corporate social responsibility. The work they do in partnership, pro bono, is quite well known. I'm not sure it's known enough. They raise money for scholarships. They host holiday parties for lower-income children and operate local food banks and charitable in support of charitable organizations that aid individuals and families that are challenged. Lockheed Lord is an exceptional law firm and does remarkable work on the legal side and in their communities that they're participating in, but also well beyond that. It is indeed an honor to recognize this evening the chair, the long-serving chair of Lockheed Lord, Jerry Clemens. During her 30 years of litigation experience, Jerry has represented Fortune 500 companies across the range in industries and built an impressive record of resolutions. Now, it's hard for me to say this, but I'm going to say it. Jerry, it's a pleasure being a client of yours, but you know what? We'd rather build companies than deal with some of the work we've dealt with, but sometimes, you know, in a litigious society, you need friends. And you've been a terrific friend off the record. I don't want the litigation bar to go after me. But Lockheed Little does, and this is no advertising, they have a human side, and sometimes you find yourself in litigation where you say, how did we get involved? And Jerry did a phenomenal job in helping our company well over a decade ago. 30 years of experience, again representing Fortune 500 companies across the board. Jerry personally has been named one of the top 50 most influential women lawyers by the National Law Journal, an extraordinary woman in Texas law by the Texas Lawyer, and won the 2015 Lifetime Achievement Award from Texas Lawyer. So, Jerry has 4 grandchildren, but here's the interesting thing. Her bucket list, one of the things she really wanted to do in life was travel to Tanzania. And I guess that's the connect here. Before I provide you with a quote that I think you'll find very interesting from Jerry, I do want to recognize another great woman who is here with us tonight, the Under-Secretary General of the UN, Dr. Phumzile Mlambo Ngcuka. Now, you may not know of this individual, but there are countless women throughout the world that know of this woman, who does things very quietly to advance the needs of women in this world, and in fact champion women throughout the world. And Phumzile, you are a hero that is unsung and people don't talk enough about you. We thank you for the job you're doing for women of this world. And your husband, Bulelani Ngcuka, is also with you here this evening, who's also an unsung hero in South Africa, who has done work to make sure that the country is transparent. And we recognize you too, sir, for the work you have done. And the two of you are an amazing couple fighting to make the world a better place. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Jerry said the following words, and I think when I finish this, you'll understand why she's up here this evening. Jerry says, always make sure you are doing a merger for the right reason. The right reason is client service. Once the merger is done, the real work begins. Integration of the two firms into one cohesive platform will determine whether a merger is a success or not, and that requires a lot of work and focus. Jerry is somebody that brings people together, and it's in that context that we are here tonight to recognize Jerry Clemens with the MCW 2016 Community Partnership Award, of course, to Jerry Clemens and Lockie Lord. Jerry, keep up the good work of bringing people together throughout the world and of really not only being a terrific businesswoman, a great example of a woman leader, but also of making a difference in the world. So thank you.
Ali, I'll try not to be boring, but I may be emotional. Stan, thank you so much for that lovely introduction. I'm happy to report that I've been able to check off that bucket list item. I actually just got back from Tanzania about 2 weeks ago. It was actually my third trip there, including meeting my husband when he climbed Mount Kilimanjaro a couple of years ago. And we have developed a wonderful and special relationship with the country of Tanzania and have many friends there now, so it makes this evening even more special. Anyway, Stan, thank you for your very kind introduction. It's a pleasure to be here tonight with all of you. So some may think we live in a cynical time when the idea of selfless acts and noble deeds are old-fashioned, but all of us here tonight know better, and I ask you just to look around and confirm that for me. We see the power of passion, the energy of commitment, the steadfast dedication to help and reshape the lives of youth from diverse backgrounds. So on behalf of Loch Lord, I am honored and humbled to be recognized by the MCW Board and to accept your 2016 Community Partnership Award. We share your commitment to create opportunities for diverse youth and for making a difference in their communities and our communities. At first glance, you may wonder what Miracle Corners of the world and an international law firm like Loch Lord have in common. But I will tell you, we are both committed to our communities near and far. We both have passion for programs and initiatives that have a positive impact, not just on today, but tomorrow. And most of all, we are connected by a desire to support, stimulate, and encourage youth development, youth empowerment, and community development, just like the special stories that we just saw in the videos, which make me very proud to be associated with this wonderful organization. So at Loch Lord, we also understand the wisdom of the African proverb that I first heard through my connections with this organization, and which I want you to know I use regularly in managing and running my law firm of about 1,000 lawyers. And if you think that's not an interesting job, just come see me sometime. That proverb is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. That is my favorite quote, and I'm so grateful that I got that from this organization. It's so meaningful to me. Our shared commitment is reflected in our pro bono work, our charitable giving, and our community outreach activities, which we undertake each year and which I encourage our lawyers to participate in, but which I don't really have to encourage them to participate in because they do it because they want to and they know it's important. With our global footprint and a history of service that spans 125 years, many of our lawyers and staff gladly invest their time and resources to make sure that our business initiatives align with broader social, professional, and charitable efforts and obligations and responsibilities that we feel to the world around us. Many of our lawyers serve on boards of education, health and welfare, arts and children's charitable and faith-based organizations in the U.S., in Europe, in Asia, and in Africa. We try to pursue ways to make a difference in the lives of children, from tutoring to providing the disadvantaged with basic needs. As a former school teacher, before I became a lawyer, I certainly understand the value of seeing the light come on in young people's eyes when they learn something new, when a child realizes that he or she can reach beyond the classroom and touch a larger world, when they refuse to let obstacles stand in the way of their dreams. So tonight, with you, we celebrate MCW's mission, and we honor another milestone year of seeing your commitment and hard work flourish around the world. Your efforts are transformative on many levels, and all of us in this room applaud your accomplishments and your global youth development programs, community development, oral health care, and partner initiatives. So as we celebrate MCW tonight, I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to thank and give special recognition to the Bergman family, Stan, Marion, Eddie, and the entire Henry Schein team, which I've had the privilege of knowing and off the record working for from time to time over the years. Loch Lord's connection to MCW is due in no small part to the influence of the good people and leadership at Henry Schein, and we greatly appreciate and learn continually from your spirit of generosity and shared commitment to nurture and strengthen the lives of so many people. So as we leave here this evening, I hope each of us is energized about how we can help MCW continue this impressive impact around the world. Our firm is honored to have even a small part of this celebration tonight. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Wow. Congratulations, Jerry. It's an honor to be here, and it's actually the great parenting of both Marion and Stan that nurtured, developed, mentored, counseled, and most importantly, set the example that produced the philanthropic, caring son, Eddie. We're here tonight at this amazing gala because of Eddie's vision, passion, and leadership. I've been fortunate, as most of us, to see his leadership grow over the years here. We've been in Sangaya a few times together. It's incredible. Though we can all see, and I think you'll agree with me, that the apple didn't fall far from the tree. The award I'm presenting tonight is not about or being given to Eddie, though there is a correlation between Eddie's story and tonight's MCW Community Partnership Award recipient, Moneris Solutions. Allow me to share a story with you. Moneris is the successful and philanthropic child of two great parents of their own. Moneris is owned 50% by Royal Bank of Canada and 50% by Bank of Montreal. I'll tell you briefly about Moneris' admirable parents. Bank of Montreal, which was established 199 years ago, believes being a responsible, managed organization means helping everyone, no matter the size of their community. Take their Aboriginal banking unit, which reflects the microcosm of how they work to deliver the best experience to all of their customers. This unit contributes to the economic self-sufficiency of Aboriginal communities across Canada. Royal Bank of Canada was established a mere 152 years ago and does business in more than 40 countries. Last year, they provided more than $100 million in donations, sponsorships, and community investments to worthy organizations worldwide. 1% of RBC's annual net income is set aside for charitable partnerships. They are proud of their commitment to youth, arts, and the environment. RBC cares greatly about corporate responsibility as a corporate citizen, believes they have a duty to help improve the world. So these are two great parent corporations produce the culture and set the example for Moneris, just as Stan and Marion have done for Eddie. Moneris has been a valued business partner of Miracle Corners of the World for 10 years. They understand the need for charitable organizations to have access to payment technology and to aid their fundraising efforts. When you registered for tonight's gala and paid by credit card, or if you win a bid at the auction, hint, hint, tonight, or made a donation to MCW, Moneris processed your payment into liquidity for MCW, enabling MCW to fulfill their operations. You're special, but in reality, you're a little more than 1 in 3 billion, as Moneris processes more than 3 billion transactions. If you've seen the recent pictures of the massive areas of Canada that were devastated by forest fires, you'll be happy to know Moneris jumped into action with an employee matching donation program. Moneris team members have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for the United Way over the years and has helped the Red Cross everywhere they operate. Moneris engages its employees to donate their time to charitable organizations. I think that's a common thread through that we're hearing. Each Moneris office has social action committees which work to better their local communities. I was told about Moose Heart, remember they're Canadian, a local organization that supports children from infancy through teens who either don't have parents or whose parents can't care for them. As you can see, Monera Solutions is extremely deserving of the Miracle Corners of the World Community Partnership Award. It's my honor and privilege to introduce Angela Brown, Chairman and President of the organization. Angela is responsible for continuing to build Monera's leadership position in the marketplace and expand its strategic and customer partnerships. Angela, please come on up. It's been a great 18-year relationship that Steve Palladino and I started with your firm, and it's just what you do inside the relationship, outside the relationship is really admirable.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Keith, and I want to congratulate everyone at Miracle Corners of the World organization for hosting this wonderful event, for allowing us to be a part of it, and especially for the work that you do to empower communities and inspire people around the world. I also want to thank Henry Schein for nominating us for this award. We are truly honored. Miracle Corners of the World takes community to a whole other level, and we're so impressed with this idea of cultivating young leadership. We think it's brilliant because it's all about creating the multiplier effect to do more good and more good. And as a business partner, we know the value of investing in people, and it just resonates with us to see this program in action. So that's all I want to say. We're just delighted to be here. Thank you so much for the award and the opportunity to be a part of Miracle Corners of the World. Thank you.
It is such a pleasure to be here. As you heard, my name is Lillian Shege, and I'm CEO of CareerBox. CareerBox is a South African-based organization that focuses on workforce development and digital inclusion and partners with philanthropists and the private sector to help marginalized youth in several African countries develop the skills necessary to participate in the global workforce. Prior to taking on this role, I spent 7 years at the Rockefeller Foundation as a member of their program staff, also working on youth development and employment. And it is truly a privilege to be here to introduce two amazing young leaders, Ms. Henny Konsgaard from Norway and Mr. Nolani Mahakebe from South Africa. Both Henny and Nolani are alumni of the Young Leaders Program and recipients of the MCW Alumni Ventures Fund, a program that I've been honored to participate in as a mentor. Unfortunately, Henny is under the weather, so she's unable to join us this evening, but we are very happy that Nolani is here with us. However, before giving him the floor, I'd like to take a minute to share what being a mentor for the Alumni Ventures Fund has meant for me. I've always had a passion and commitment to empowering the next generation of African leaders, and an introduction to MCW by a good friend of mine quickly turned into an invitation to become an international mentor. And this is an experience that has truly enriched my life. So for the past year, I've had the privilege of mentoring Mr. Abdul Mohammed, founder of the Way Forward Foundation, based in Arusha, Tanzania. When I was introduced, I was excited, definitely looking forward to helping Abdul unlock his full potential, become an agent of change in his own life, his community, and country. But what I did not expect was how much I would be inspired and blown away by Abdul's resolve, his drive, and his relentless effort to ensure that no young person whom he has access to is left behind. So to date, the Way Forward Foundation, under Abdul's leadership, has reached over 4,500 young people with messages of hope, of health, digital and financial literacy, and encouragement to set smart goals in life. All this enabled by the modest grant awarded by the Alumni Ventures Funds. This investment in Abdul has had a profound impact on his community, an impact that many well-funded organizations and governments alike may never achieve. So please know that your support, whether it's in kind or financial in nature, is really improving livelihoods and is transforming nations one person at a time. And the caliber of individuals selected for this program is evidenced by the impact that Abdul's having on his community in Tanzania and the testimonial that you'll hear from Holani in a few minutes. So without further ado, please join me with welcoming the recipient of the 2016 Alumni Ventures Fund, Holani Makbebe.
Good evening to everyone who is here today. My name is Holani Makbebe. I'm coming from Cape Town in South Africa. It's a great honor for me to be here. Not even one day that I thought one day I will share a stage with great people like you guys. I'm very honored to be here. Even when I started doing my work, I never thought it would put me here. And I'm happy and grateful to have met MCW because that has opened so many opportunities for me. I'm standing here not only representing myself, but I'm also representing the two more members, the people that I work with on a daily basis to make sure that we achieve our goals of the organization. I'm also representing my friends and supporters who support us because through the work that I'm doing, it is not easy. If I could forget the reason of why I started doing it, I would easily give up on it. But because it is the work that is very connected to me, because today we provide a tutoring service to high school learners in my community. And the reason why we're doing that is because we know the value and importance of education. And we know how difficult it is to pass because not each and every learner can get 80 and 90% in those exams. There are those children who get 45 and then fail to get 50%. So that is the reason that we initiated that program. Since we are also students in different universities and we know the journey of wanting a better education, we do not only offer the tutoring service, but we also interact with the homeless people, whereby we give food and clothes to them. That is a very deep interaction because whenever we do that drive, that reach out to them, we get emotional because we learn a lot of different things through that process. We learn how to appreciate the little things that we get and not to complain of the things that we do not have, because there are people who sleep with empty stomachs on a daily basis. So hence, we try by all means to give them those food that we cook by ourselves, put much effort into those parcels, put delicious meal together, and then give it to them as a way of saying, thanks God, you are alive. I remember on the 28th of May, we were doing that in Cape Town CBD. It took us the whole day because it was our first time to visit 3 different places in Cape Town, distributing out the food and the clothes to them. We told ourselves that we want to do even better this year because of the support that we are receiving from MCW. And to continue, as the AVF winner, I've never really thought of it. Even when I was applying for it, didn't think that I was going to get it. Because sometimes you apply for things, but you don't get the positive results. And that shouldn't stop us from applying. I applied, and when I received the email, I was so happy, to the point that I shouted. I was sitting with a group of friends, but I decided to check my emails. and they didn't know what was happening. And it was too early for me to share it to them. It took me a week to share it to people because I couldn't believe it myself. We never had the resources that we wanted to have in the organization, but that never stopped us from doing the work that we do. And then with that AVF fund, it is going to help us to receive all the necessary things that we need to stabilize our organization and achieve even greater things and to reach out to more people. Because it always been a goal for me to assist one or two students that we help in our programs. Because when you pass your grade 12 and then you go to a university, you get accepted to come to the university, and then you are required to pay a registration fee. I know so many people who've been accepted but never had the registration fee, and then that meant that they will not be registered, and then they would have to come the next year with that registration fee. So the AVF is going to help us to help one or two students who deserve it most, who have improved in their tutoring services, to pay for them the registration fee so that they can continue forward with their studies. So the AVF is not only going to change Tumo's life, it is also going to change my life because it gives me hope, it gives me belief, it gives me the sense that you might not know what you're doing today, where it's going to put you in the future. So it has shown me that. Today I'm very honored to be talking in this great magnitude platform. I didn't really prepare a speech because I'm not good in terms of reading a long paper, because I'll end up confusing the words. So I just like to speak from my heart. I want, before I step aside, to thank MCW for everything that they have done for me. I wish they can continue to reach out to more young people. I didn't know about this program until John Kimmel and Nigel Richard from Life Science and Med School informed me about it. They are the reason why I'm here. Because if they didn't share that information with me, I wouldn't have known Khalid and Regina and the rest of the MCW staff. So thank you so much, guys, for everything.
Hi, everyone. Along with my co-presenter, it is my pleasure to say a few words about our next honoree. The description on the award reads, the MCW Lifetime Achievement Award is bestowed to those who have contributed significantly to MCW's growth in the USA and across Africa. The contributions to MCW of the individual who receives this award today surpass what is said on this award. Roberta Brutchen, my friend, joined MCW in 2003 for our Summer Youth Leadership Retreat as a presenter. I remember that retreat, and I remember walking into a basement classroom here at NYU, where I first experienced Roberta's energy and magnetism. Our young retreat participants loved and respected her right from the start, and gathered around her each time they had an opportunity to do so, like moths go to a light. Since that first retreat as an MCW board member, Roberta participated in all MCW activities, many retreats, and she dedicated countless hours at meetings and on the phone working with office staff and volunteers to streamline and formalize the retreat process. Her efforts and her dedication are evident to those of us who continue to plan these retreats. Roberta taught those of us who worked closely with her, by example, how to respect each other and how to work with each other. She has contributed greatly to MCW's growth. She has helped countless of young people and will continue to help them and help them develop. On a personal level, she has certainly taught me a lot. She has enriched my life, and I'm lucky to consider Roberta Bridgman one of my close friends. Charlie?
So as you've heard, Roberta has been such an important part of MCW, what it was, what it is, but even more important, where it's going and what it's going to be tomorrow. She's had a very special impact through her role as part of our annual Young Leaders program. On the program each year, she always had a specific function, usually related to the development of the mentee's vision plan. And that would have been sufficient contribution in and of itself, but it never ended there. So when Young Leaders participants completed their program evaluations, they always raved about Roberta. Not just the material she conveyed, which was really dynamite, but she managed to make a true connection to each and every one of them. She cared about them, and they knew it. To this day, she is in touch with mentees who went through the program years and years ago, as well as those who were at the program at Stony Brook just last summer. They want to share with her their accomplishments, but they also seek her advice. And she's always generous with her time and support for all of these young people. On a personal note, it was through Roberta that I first met Eddie and MCW. And I'm so appreciative of that first introduction and what you have done to enrich the lives of so many young people with whom you continue to work. So please join Anna and I in welcoming Roberta up to the stage.
Wow. I'm known for getting verklempt. For those of you who aren't familiar with that particular Yiddish expression, if you look at me, you'll see what it means. Fairly universal. MCW has brought such meaning to so many corners of the world. The reflections in the middle of wars, in the center of peace, in reflective moments in quiet places in Vermont, in the Middle East, in Kyrgyzstan, everywhere I can think of in Africa that anybody has been from MCW. People send each other emails, posts, exchange things on Facebook, for which I'm enormously grateful, although at first it really, I didn't understand it at all. And could not understand why people were taking pictures of their food. But the young people who I have had the opportunity to meet and who have inspired me through struggles that they probably might be surprised to know, forgive me, might be surprised to know do much more for me than I could ever do for them. I've reflected a bit, and I know I've eaten up almost my entire 2 minutes. I've reflected a bit on about what a lifetime achievement means. So I'm going to do something I rarely do. I'm going to ask you to think about how you spend the time of your own life in a way that will advance
Miracle Corners and help those corners multiply exponentially over time. So in small conversations over lunch, in a tweet you might send, in something where you intentionally, just once a week, think about where you are and what kind of place that is and why it's better because somebody decided to do well by doing good. And consider how the people around you in that particular space and time might enrich this remarkable organization, which is the heart and brainchild, obviously, of Eddie Bergman, who manifests the deep values and hard work that his family taught him and that he has continued in his own family. And I am a grateful participant to the extent that I can be in Miracle Corners and in this community that really is a family. So I welcome you all to the MCW family, and I encourage you to consider how whatever you do with your time or other resources, that you can enrich your life beyond measure by contributing whatever you have, whatever little or big amount that is, of time or other talent to this remarkable organization. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sanibonani. It's a great honor to be here tonight. I'd like to introduce to you the members of our group. This is Nonhlanhla Wanda from Durban, South Africa.
Sanibona.
Wendy Ketiwe Quick, United States. Charles Beasley. Mark Beecher. My name is Sharon Katz, and I'm from South Africa, and I'm from the same Miracle Corner as Stan and the family, the Bergman family. I'm from Port Elizabeth, South Africa. I wrote this song in 1992 when I met my sister Nonhlanhla, and I came from the privileged side of South Africa, the white side, but I say that I was privileged to meet you, Tla, and to form South Africa's first 500-voice choir in 1992, to bring the young people together, the children, and to help to bridge the divides in what was becoming a new South Africa. And we wrote this song together and sang it all around our country on the peace train. It's called The Time Is Right Today. Thank you. time to right those wrongs. We do not work for nothing, brothers. We have been waiting too long. The time is right today. My booty Africa. What? The time is right today. My booty Africa. Nelson Mandela Bay, Port Elizabeth, South Africa. Iqala i-peace train ngo-1992 ukuhlanganisa abantu bonke, ama-Indian, ama-Khaled, abelungu, abantu sonke ngoxolo chisa.
Nguyimantandawo ndiqhamuka phansi eNingizimu Afrika wemadoda. Ndiqhamuka phansi abakangcuka nje njengokubabona nje banentokazi ephuma lapha eNtemonti uphumzile ngilangokuthi kakuyimela losi esiyiphethe ngaye lapha eNingizimu Afrika ngoba phela yena sambone umuntu wesifazane bamsusa phansi ngadongisha waze wayelele ePhalamende wasuka ePhalamende namhlanje usemelika bababotshisa wabathi uyibona neyimsebenzi yonke lomsebenzi kaMandela ubabona noxolani makhebe sebelana nkosi yomusa kathi kade vele siyifuna into enjalo ukuthi ngelinye ilanga singabantu abamnyama siyona ibusa ibuye i-Afrika. Yebo, it will take another yes to bring back South Africa back. I'm telling you, we are getting there. My boy, let us all preach the word of peace everywhere in the world. Oh, so kasi.
My booty Africa. 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 Africa. Thank you. You want another song?
Yeah.
You gonna dance?
Yeah, I'll listen. If I dance, we'll clear the room.
Would you like another song, ladies and gentlemen? I think we lost the mic up here. Thank you so much. But we want you to clap your hands right now, please. My baby, my child, I'm so proud of you. I'll do anything to help you to succeed in life. Tino sana wangine bongo. Tino sana wangine bongo. Tisalubeleka
That was definitely the right decision to get another song. Hang on right there. Congratulations. Thank you so much to Sharon Katz and the Peace Train. You guys are absolutely amazing. I want to bring Dr. Marion Bergman, the Director of Healthcare Projects for MCW, and Humaira Kazi, Managing Director, Risk Management Advisory at KPMG and member of the MCW Board of Directors, to present the MCW Leadership Award. You guys stay where you are. Come back up. Come back up to the stage.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you. What a performance. One more round. As you've probably noticed, there's been a common theme, a common thread, tying all our programs together this evening and tying all of our honorees together as well. Partnership and leadership play important roles, not only in the work of our honorees here with us tonight, but in just about everything MCW works toward. We present the MCW Leadership Award to individuals who embody our mission of addressing communities' pressing needs by empowering current leaders and readying leaders of tomorrow, and who inspire MCW in our work across the United States, across Africa, and across the world. While initially used to break through apartheid's barrier in South Africa, Sharon Katz and the Peace Train continue to use music as a way to empower young people across the world. I'd like to pass it along to Dr. Bergman, who will enlighten us with some more information about this wonderful group up here.
Thank you, Humaira. And good evening, everyone. As a young teenager, Sharon Katz began to use her talent as a musician and her skill set as a musical therapist to break through South Africa's apartheid barriers. When Nelson Mandela was released, Sharon, as she told you, helped form the country's first 500-voice multicultural choir and band. And in 1993, they toured South Africa aboard the Peace Train to help prepare the country for its first democratic election. Since that time, Sharon Katz and the Peace Train continue their important work across the world, focusing on important items such as youth and community empowerment and HIV/AIDS. In addition to being an accomplished guitarist, vocalist, music producer, and director, Sharon travels the world teaching her community music therapy model at universities and at colleges. So before I give Sharon the award, I want to kind of apologize for us running a little late and to encourage you all to go upstairs. The food is going to be delicious, so don't leave early if that's what you were thinking of doing.